Good evening. Welcome to the Mancunian Way. My name is Martin. I'm your host. Are we all calm? Are we all relaxed?
No. Livid.
Breaking news, Alan is joining us at some point. Now, Andy is in the chat, 9320 Pubcast, and he is primed and ready with a link in case Alan does step out of line tonight. Andy is coming on he's already said, I will come straight on and calm it all down. What I do want to say, big up to City Extra, Jordan and Hugh. If anyone is over from Extra, because they did put a direct link on, I do appreciate that. Can you all hear me? Someone say no sound.
I can hear you.
Yeah.
Adam, it might be yours, mate. Can everyone hear me? Just put yes in the chat. Can everyone hear me? Everyone hear me? No, anybody? Yeah, no, we got sound. Adam, reboot your reboot, mate. Yes, you can. Lying little sod. See what I mean? Got to deal with amateurs like this guy. Bloody, it's working for me now. Right, good evening anyway. Good evening, Ozzy. Good evening, Rich.
Evening.
Brian.
Good evening,
Rich.
Minnie Wong. Yeah, it is a wet one out there tonight. Hope it's okay. Yeah, everything was fine. Just availability of people's availability of time. We just rejigged a little bit. That was all. Alan's just joined. Batting down the hatches. Oh, Jesus Christ. He's sat in a cafe.
Can I moan about it being too hot and sunny here today?
No. We lost the game in City and the City hasn't stopped crying. Maybe God is a City fan. Evening, stop on late. Well done, FIFA. I hope you're a big lad. Get Andy on tonight. Andy's got the link. It's up to him. Evening, Alan.
Alan, put on mute.
Good morning from a very...
Yeah, Alan, when you're not talking, mate, mute yourself because I can hear what someone's ordering. I don't want to hear 3 bacon sandwiches coming out from the back.
Good morning.
Thank you, Daniel. Kate, I hope so. Thanks. That's just me. Tonight's show is called Therapy with Dr. Martin. Hello, Colonel Ward. How are you? Evening to Ian Spencer. Hopefully Pep's got this ping-pong long football out of the system. I did get an update off the guy we speak to about what happened a little bit last night. So I can tell you what they did, and I can tell you they had a meeting today. That's all I know. I don't know what was said in the meeting, but they had a meeting for 2.5 hours today. There was nothing said at the ground yesterday. They got changed. They got on the coach. They went home. All the talking was done today. That's all I know. Good evening, Blue, Sean. I don't know what was said. I just know they had a 2.5 hour meeting. Like on the way in, thank you, Sub 2. Good evening to you, mate. Have you stashed Patrick's away in the cupboard? Patrick's over on, DC's gutted that Patrick's not here. I know you're upset. We'll get to it. Martin's stream works better than our midfield. Wet and windy tonight. The weather is the same. But everyone wanted basketball, football. You all wanted basketball because control was shit. Oh, look. Now we're all begging for control back. Oh, I've waited for this day for 6 months. This is going to be box office and Alan Rant. Look at Richard Ozzy. They're just shrinking. They're shrinking in seats up there. Like, we wanted this. Anyone want Sane back? The sky is blue. God is a City fan. Can I put an order in, Alan? We all need a therapy session. I want to get Andy on here.
No, give Alan back if you ordered him.
Good evening, Julia. How are you? Hope you are well. Did you see Pep's comment, Sam Lee? It sounds like he's going to change. Maybe. Hello. Oh, that's just Julia says, smash that like button. Thank you very much, Adam. Fans have stopped asking for this ping pong rock and roll football. Pep showed you we can't do it. Naughty boys over there on the side. Naughty boys.
Yeah, I couldn't disagree more with that. In that every time Pep's changed something, this time last year we were all moaning how it's never going to work with so many defenders playing, and then when he first started playing out from the goalkeeper, it'll never work passing for the goalkeeper. Nothing in football ever works in 4 games. I mean, if Pep was going to change and play some like high octane football, he'd need 6 months, 12 months to do it. So I suspect we won't do it. For most, we'll calm down a bit because we won't have time to turn it around in a season and win stuff. But ultimately, you can't change the way you play without giving it 6-12 months to change it properly. And that's why we had the season we did in Pep's first season, because you cannot become magic with passing it out from the back day one.
What I do want to do is, I know this is very hard to do. Before we bring on, we're going to talk. I'm going to let the lads rant on last night a little bit if they want, because like I said, this is going to be let's calm. The thumbnail said it all. It's now time to get behind the lads. We now need to unite more than ever. This crap that I've seen on Twitter today is, tweeting Pep to get out the football club, tweeting Soriano for the worst ever summer business in the world of football. Get out and let the door hit you on the arse on the way out. See you later. Ta-ra. Bye-bye. Because if you're tweeting Pep to get out the football club, you need to go and see a doctor. You seriously do, because you're like these 5-year-olds who throw on the floor and go, "Wah, didn't get me, need me do this, need me do me." No, stop. We work best when we unite, not when we're sat there having a cry, tweeting away under Sam Lee or whoever else, telling Pep to get out the football club. Sorry, joke. I don't care if it's called X. It should be called frigging cesspool, what it should be called. But I just want to give you a little stat. Now, obviously, last season, we had a little dip in form. Now, it's hard to sort of look at each one because there was the World Cup in December last year that we know of. So we're now playing in December. There's no World Cup. But if you look, we tend to have a little wobble, generally within the winter time. Because if I go back to last season, in January of last season, we beat Chelsea away, then we got beat by United, struggled against Spurs, got beat by Spurs, and then drew with Forest. So we weren't fully motivated until after the Forest game anyway. So City are going through this little wobble at the moment. Now, I understand people are going to look at it and they'll look at the squad. Alan will come in a minute and tell me Nunes is a bag of shit and Kovacic is a waste of space and needs to be sent to Mars. I understand all this. But what is it fans wanted? The club tried to get Bellingham. The club tried to get Rice. The club tried to get Paqueta. They tried and tried and tried. I wish it was like FIFA where we could just go on, bang, 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 and get everyone. But at the time, we didn't. We lost Mahrez. He wanted to leave. We lost Gundogan. He said the offer came too late. So I'm just trying, because I've heard today, get Kimmich, get Paqueta, Valverde, Musiala. What else was there? We need a fullback.
But Martin, they wouldn't solve it overnight either, because unlike Alan, you don't replace the best midfielder in the world in De Bruyne and Gundogan, who's been one of the top 5 midfielders in the world in the 5 years, wave a magic wand, buy in a player, and they play as if they've played for you forever and play as well as them. There's a reason that Gundogan and De Bruyne were as brilliant as they were. Firstly, they'd done that for 6+ seasons, and they're among the best players in the world. And you don't replace them overnight, however hard you try. So Alan may think Kovacic or Nunes can come in and be Gundogan and De Bruyne on the first week, but that's about as realistic as Alan winning 50 million on the Powerball tonight, marrying Margot Robbie tomorrow, and becoming president of the United States on Sunday. It's just not going to happen. And
we're too heavily reliant on Rodri as well.
Yeah, that is something we should have addressed, and
but we tried. Rich.
Yeah, but I don't think we really tried. You can't call it trying if you never play them. So. That's the only thing. That's the thing I'd be ticking off Pep about at the moment. I don't think, that I don't understand the whole 18 months of Phillips. Do not understand it.
No, I mean, I'm surprised he didn't go like in the summer. I think Pep should have just sat him down like he did with Walker, but just the opposite conversation. Say, I'm really sorry, Phillips, but you're not in my future plans. It's just best for you, best for the club, best for you, your football career, that you go somewhere else.
Yeah.
That's what should have happened, and it hasn't. And he's just been languishing on the bench, doing nothing. I mean, he may as well not be there, and that's my point. We should have got someone in the summer.
Right. We'll let him off his leash. Go on, Alan. Floor's yours.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. It's a good job he didn't speak to me yesterday, because I was seething. It's an understatement. But today I'm quite mellowed and quite calm. So you're not going to get a rant. I'm in a cafe, so I can't swear. So what I will say is, when I saw the team yesterday, I turned around to the guys and thought 3 or 4-0 defeat, because playing 2 defenders and a striker in midfield, i.e. Stones, Rico and Alaves in the midfield positions against an informed side that won 14 straight at home, I knew what the result would be, and the way we'd been playing has been poor. I thought, if we get out of here with a draw, I'll be quite happy. But yeah, it's all right to shake your head, Martin. I'm realistic now. I've come to terms that if we can finish in the top 4 this year.
Right, so hang on. So you agree that Cheek is useless? So you agree Cheek is useless?
No, I've not said that. Not said that. I've said my expectations have lowered since yesterday. Thinking top 4 is realistic, but it's a challenge for the title with the players that we have got available and the players who sit on the bench is about right. Because when KDB comes back, we'll probably be about 10 points behind, because we've got the World Club Championships, possibly more. I don't think we've not got a Gundogan, we've not got a KDB. They're not available.
We have got a KDB. He's coming back.
We have got a KDB.
We have got a KDB.
But it's going to take 4 weeks to get to match fitness. Let's be honest, he is, right?
Okay. All right, Alan, just right. So you're saying yesterday.
No, let me hear me out. Playing those people yesterday, Stones and Rico, whilst it's not their fault, because they were trying to do a job for us, we were so open and so destroyed in midfield. We got walked all over. And I want to say this.
But Alan, Stones was playing.
Hang on, Nick, let him get him out. Let him get it off his chest. Let him get it off his chest.
When Stones was playing, and then when Kovacic and Nunez came on, they made a little bit of a difference. Then they could pass 5 yards, and that was about it. But I'm looking at it like this. I'm looking at a long term, Martin. Kovacic and Nunez are supposed to be there. And Phillips are back with a buy for the last year and a half, right? They're the ones that they brought in, and any of them, of any of them 3, how many would get in the top 6 teams in English Premier League? Not many, not if any.
You don't think?
I don't think we've played well. We passed the ball more than 5 yards. That was it. Didn't create anything. We didn't create anything. We had 2 shots on target.
Well, that's a yes to me question.
In 90 minutes.
Yeah, but
no,
that was a yes to me question.
I don't think we've got the manpower and the quality for us to compete with the title.
Yesterday, I agree, Alan. But let's be honest, right? And this is what I'm listening. People can call us happy clappy all they want. It's fine. Here's my point. Go to Arsenal. Let Arsenal, because Arsenal are going to Villa on Sunday. Let them go there with no Martinelli, no Saka, no Odegaard, no Saliba. How do you think they'd do? And no Declan Rice. How would they do?
And have 2 goalkeepers that are...
Alan, it's a genuine question. Take Rice, Saliba, Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli out the Arsenal team for Villa on Sunday. How would they cope?
I still don't rate that. I don't. You might have a point, but I don't rate our long-term chances. I don't.
Because at the end of the
think
day, yesterday, there was
Sorry,
no
I
Rodri,
don't.
there was no Kevin De Bruyne,
Yeah.
there was no Doku, there was no Grealish, and Nunes wasn't fully fit, just come back from injury again with Kovacic and John Stones.
Stones is coming back
game.
after basically 6 months out.
Do you think
6 months out?
right? We bought 3 players. We've got 3 players in the last 2 years, last 2 transfer main windows, right?
Like, how many?
And all of them in midfield, and all of them I don't think are good enough for us. In the last 2 years,
But Alan, with due respect, mate, you didn't think Rodri was good enough.
You didn't think Pep was good enough.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
No.
Let's delve into
You
that.
wanted Pep out. All 16, 17, you wanted Pep out. And you still owe me $100. You still owe me $100 for betting that we wouldn't make the top 4 in 2017, which you never paid. 6
I
years
don't
ago.
rate. I don't rate the buys with. I don't rate the buys with ball. Sorry, I don't.
Okay,
How it
no,
ignores
that's
the
Alan,
question.
Getting any of the
opinion,
top
mate,
16.
that's fine. It's your opinion, that's fine. But has Nunes had the chance to prove? Because I said this to you on Twitter, on a space. You've complained about Calvin Phillips not being given the opportunity. Has Nunes been given the opportunity?
Calvin Phillips hasn't been given any opportunity.
Right? I don't think it helped when he sat there.
Well, what, do you blame him after the way he's been treated?
Alan, we don't know what he's
been
like in
treated.
training, mate. He might be absolute pants in training.
Mate, he can't have done any worse than Willie Stones and Rico in there. Sorry.
You were loving Rico 2 weeks ago.
He's not a central midfield player, mate. Come on, he's a defender.
No, I know, but again, yesterday, Alan, with the team we had, who could we? This is what I mean. I'm not saying yesterday was bad. 100%. I agree with what everyone wants to say. It's why the thumbnail for yesterday was no fight, no desire, no points. But it was just strictly on that game. With that game yesterday, you said you looked at that 11, you looked at the bench, and you went, I was expecting 4 or 5-0. So we only got beat 1-0, so we actually did better than you expected.
Yeah, correct.
So what would you have changed with what we had available on the bench? What would you have changed?
We haven't got a good enough squad. We haven't. To me, that's why I don't think we'll challenge for the title. I really don't. I don't think we've got the players to do it.
But you know, Alan, last season. No, listen.
The midfield. Hang on, no, the midfield is shocking.
No.
Don't get
No. Last season had De Bruyne got injured, had Gundogan got injured, had Rodri got suspended. We didn't have a good enough squad to win the treble last year, but we did. So we had arguably as weak a squad no better last season than we did this. The difference is injuries. So our squad wasn't good enough to win the league last year, but we won a treble. This year, we've got the same thing and we've got the injuries, and now we're seeing the issue. And that's the reality. But maybe if we'd have had another 5 midfielders last year, we wouldn't have won the treble because they'd have all been fighting about not playing. And that's what we don't know. And that's the risks City take. Pep has a small squad of core players that works when they're not injured, but if we get injuries, we have trouble because there is.
I've got to answer this, Rich. Why is it a crisis?
It's not.
Crisis is when we go. The crisis is when we're in the relegation zone. That's the crisis.
I'm not being funny. This is what I mean. I suppose it comes down to the expectation of what you want. Manchester City are not going to win the league 10, 12, 13 years on the row. We're not going to win the Champions League 5 years on the bounce. Again, I keep saying this, everyone. This is not a computer game. I wish it was. What we did last season was so special. And for some weird reason, some of the fan base have not realised what we did last season. And they've taken it on for granted.
And I don't think people realise how good some of the other Premier League teams are and how, when you've got an injury crisis, having a run where within basically 5 or 6 games you have to play Villa away, and Liverpool and Chelsea and even United, and you have to play and Spurs. You're playing top sides. Like, the same happened at the start of the season. Newcastle started their season. Was it City, Brighton, Villa, Liverpool, or something like that? And they got 3 points from their first 12. And Newcastle was in crisis. Eddie Howe should be sacked. Everything was going wrong. Newcastle were in a relegation battle. But they had a really hard run and not at the right time of the season for them. And, Alan's saying we're going to be 10, 15 points behind. Probably not. We've now got a run of like one hard top half team between now and March.
We've got a nice fixture coming up.
We've basically got Newcastle away in 6 weeks. And that's about our only top 10 side between now and March. Whereas at the same time, Arsenal have got to play Villa and Liverpool in very, very close succession now. And I think it's Villa, Liverpool and Chelsea or something within 4 games. So everything's going to change. I don't think we are going to necessarily be 12 points behind. We might be level because they're all going to drop points now, and we're going to be, if we can't beat Luton and Sheffield United and stuff, then yeah, we have got a problem. But I think we need to not over dramatise.
I mean,
Richard,
I agree with Rich.
The other thing,
Because I agree with Rich. I think we forget that what City did last season. City raised the bar. I mean, City have raised the bar over the last 6 seasons. We have become the top dog, and all the other clubs behind us are trying to catch up. Liverpool, I think people forget, Liverpool have only won the title once in the last 6 years. They broke our gap of that title. I think, things could have changed and we would have had 6 Premier Leagues in a row. That's the thing, is we've raised the bar and the rest of the teams behind us have had to catch up. Now we've done the treble, you've got to think, it is so hard for this team to then go and do it all over again, because you're asking them to do it 4 years on the bounce, something that's never happened before in the Premier League. United couldn't do this.
It's never happened in English football.
No, it's never happened because the Premier League is so amazing that anyone could. Look what happened when Leicester won it. Do you know what I mean? That's what we love about the Premier League, that anyone can beat anybody on the day. That's what Villa did yesterday. They were the better team.
Hang on. With all due respect, we haven't got Gundogan anymore because he moved on. Okay.
Apart from Edison, Peter.
We have, and we haven't got. We're not the same team as we were last year. We brought players in.
We're never the same team every year, Alan.
I know that, but will not take us. They're not equal to what we were last year or the year before.
All right, Alan. With all due respect, let's talk about your star boy, who has been absolute crap for 3 games.
And who's that?
You know who it is. Because he's got a song we're banned from saying jack about him. Where was Bernardo yesterday?
Well, they were all. Well,
He had to come back to his own out. Certain players out. And why are we even calling players out?
There was only one player yesterday that was any good. That was Edison. The rest of them were shot.
And I think we should
I've got some breaking news as well. I've had some breaking news. City are still in for Picato. Pep really wants him.
Yeah. So here's the thing, right? We're talking as if we made massive changes. I'd argue that Doku has, had an impact and played. And most fans would probably say Doku in his time has done as well as Mahrez would have done in those 10 games. So I don't know that I don't know that we can really complain about losing Mahrez. We lost Gundo. Now that has clearly had a huge impact, but he was 30, or he is 33. So that was happening this season or next. He was, and he wasn't going to be able to keep playing 50, 60 games a season and being the linchpin of the team because he's old. And, that was going to happen anyway. So I think we're exaggerating by implying that we cleared out a whole team. Really, we lost Gundo and we replaced Gundo with two
Where
players.
has that come from, Rich?
And
Where's this thing of we had a mass exodus in the summer come from?
I don't
We
know,
lost three
because
players.
people are looking for
Oh.
easy excuses, aren't they?
And let's be
People-
honest, Laporte wasn't getting in the team. We know that.
Yeah.
Laporte had made it very obvious he
Yeah.
didn't want to be it. Mahrez was playing in the backup games. Don't mean it to sound really
We lost
awful.
Gundo.
We lost Gundo.
And
I think
we've
you've been
had
on
De
a bit
Bruyne,
harsh,
and we've lost De Bruyne in a way because De Bruyne hasn't played. So effectively,
No,
we lost
I'm only
Gundo
going
and
off what
De Bruyne.
Mahrez's comments were. He said, the season before I was playing semi-finals and finals of the Champions League. Season after I wasn't.
Listen, no, I'm not disputing that. My dispute is that when Mahrez came on, he gave us something else. He was able to score. Do you know what I mean? From outside the box, inside the box. He gave
I'm
us
not
something
dissing
different.
Mahrez as a player, but I'm saying that Doku, I think, has done pretty well since he came. So I don't think I think Doku's brought something different, but I don't think we can say Mahrez going and being replaced by Doku has been a huge thing. Having no Gundo
I was Doku was getting 60 GA start of the season.
Well, the big problems I see about the team right now is our midfield. Now, we all kind of have talked about this in the past where we say City, Pep wants an 11 of just midfielders. It's been joked so many times. And we've had probably the best midfield in the last 6 years. Mm-hmm. Okay? We lose Gundo. We've lost Kevin De Bruyne through injury. Okay? Rodri is pretty much burnt out. We did the same thing to Fernandinho. We kept him for so long without replacing him properly because Rodri wasn't ready. And that's the thing. This midfield is going to need an injection of new players. Now, we've got a couple. Kovacic is a seasoned pro. Yeah, I'm not excusing. What I'm saying is he's a seasoned pro who's come in to basically be a backup, to come in and do something.
Correct.
Okay?
Correct.
And Nunes is raw talent. He has got some good talent about him, but he's coming into this team, and we know sometimes it takes players 12 months to get into this team and bed in properly. Okay? We've got so many injuries in the midfield. We're asking Rico Lewis, who was bullied. No offence to him, he was bullied last night. And
he looked like a youth team player last night, and I don't mean that in any kind of criticism on him.
No, but the other thing I didn't see either, I didn't see the other place, going in for and kind of backing him up. Do you know what I mean? And Pep called that out. When was that? A few months back or last season?
Do you know? I was thinking about this the other day, and you're spot on, Ozzy. You are spot on with it. And listen, like Jack, you just put there was the only game I've seen no effort in, Jack, was last night. To be fair, like Villa was the only game they put no effort in. And I wouldn't even say effort. I think there's not been enough credit gone to Aston Villa as well. Aston Villa were my tip to be in the top four, and everyone laughed at me and thought I was living on planet Zulu somewhere. They thought I was doing an Arsenal to be relegated shock system, and I wasn't. Villa were very clever in the market, very, very clever, where others haven't. Now, City didn't get who they wanted in the market. We know that. They went after Bellingham. The only thing I would say about City in the market in the summer, this is just Martin Arsfield's opinion, is we may have spent maybe a touch too long on a certain one or two players, and we got strung down a little path. You know who I mean? I honestly think they thought Bellingham was coming. And then they got told at the last minute, it ain't happening. And they went, oh, crap, where do we go? So they went to Rice. The problem is with Rice was, how would you expect someone of Declan's Rice quality to come in and say, oh, you're back up to Rodri? It's a very hard sell, that one. When he sat there watching his other England international guy, sat not playing anything. Because this is the problem. If you look at the timeline of what happened with Rice, we made the bid, then they went on to international duty, didn't they? All England together. Then we just pulled out. And I said this, City don't just put one bid in and then walk. We don't do that. City don't go in 85 when they knew it was over 100 and just walk out the door straight away. But when we've sat negotiating for Gvardiol for 6 months to a year, we don't just bid, walk. I got told, and people can laugh at me whatever they want, I don't care, is Declan Rice was bothered about where he was going to play. He's playing the 6 for Arsenal. He was not going to play the 6 at City. This is your problem. It's not, people want world-class sort of potential. We've tried that game. We tried it with Jesus. We tried it with Zinchenko. We tried it with Laporte. We tried it with Ozzy. Give me others. Just shitloads here that we did.
Yeah, I mean,
do you remember we had a bench? I think Rodrigo's put it. We had a bench of all superstars. The problem is they all then bitched and complained 6 months down the line because they weren't playing, and that's the problem. You can't have a FIFA squad and expect nobody to moan because they don't want to play Southampton away. They want to play Champions League finals, semi-finals. And if you look at last season, when we got to a semi-final, do you remember, we knew the 11 that was going out. We didn't even have to predict. We knew the 11 that was rolling out. And the trouble is, Mahrez knew the 11 that was rolling out. Laporte knew the 11 that was rolling out. So Laporte and Mahrez are going, well, this is great for my career, isn't it?
You know, just get on to your point there, Martin, about bringing in superstars. You look at 2 teams that have done that, PSG and Chelsea. And where are they? Okay, PSG win the league every season, but they're playing in a Farmers League. Okay, they couldn't get over the line in the Champions League. I mean, they were beaten by Newcastle. I mean, no offense to Newcastle, but if this team, you know, the PSG team is supposed to be this team full of superstars and they're going to win the Champions League,
and it became ego.
Yeah, exactly. You look at Chelsea, look where they are. They've brought in so many players for big money on big contracts, and where are they? I'm sorry, if anyone at the moment is thinking we're in trouble, it's Chelsea. United are the clubs that are in trouble right now. We are just having a blip like we do every season. It happens. Yeah. We have this same conversation, as we said on the last stream.
Groundhog Day, isn't it?
It is. It's Groundhog Day. And I promise you, come the beginning of next year, when we come to the real kind of when you need your legs, City will be fighting and we will be getting back to the top spot. You know, and a lot of
I am getting loads of info here, by the way, off the guy we got the info on. Apparently, Pep was very angry Gundo left. Like, really angry left. They are looking at a couple of options. Paqueta is one. They're frustrated about the FA situation, but apparently they are also looking at, they're looking at a possible right winger to move Phil into midfield. Like I said, there was a big 2.5 hour meeting today where they've sat. You listened to Pep yesterday. Pep went, right, things got to change now. Listen, Pep's not stupid. If we all think Pep Guardiola sat there last night and went, yeah, it's great, there's loads of fun. Totally loving it. Great. Because what I don't like is everyone's gone mad into what we're doing this season for some weird reason. We're digging certain players out. We're digging individuals out. And I understand everyone is allowed criticism, 100%. Constructive criticize any kind of player you want, 100%. What I don't like is Kyle Walker, get out of my football club. This is where it's not criticism anymore. It then becomes abuse. Get out of my football club. Yes, should Kyle Walker be bombing up the right wing? No. Should Kyle Walker probably be a right back and just stay a right back? 100%. But at the end of the day, what we are as fans, we forget sometimes we are fans. We become managers. And we start questioning, Ferguson had blips. Ferguson didn't win the league year in, year out. Now, we have a choice as a football club. Do we do a Real Madrid? And if you fail to win a trophy, you sack the manager the year later. Is that what we want? Or do we go with it? Because I'm telling you now, if we start criticising Pep Guardiola and the players, do you think Pep's going to sign his extension? I just think he'll go, cheers, lads. Thanks, I'm not sitting here for this. I've given you the most success you've ever had, and I'm getting called out now. Got to remember, Pep doesn't buy the players. Pep goes, this is what I want. Who buys the players, Alan?
Ticky.
Right? Did they try and buy players?
Yes, they did and failed.
Right. So maybe it's just one of them situations.
And Martin, how often do we go after? How often do we go after players like Haaland and Bellingham, who are kind of young but very talented superstars? We haven't done that before, really. We've brought in talented players that we have made into superstars. City decided to go and get Haaland because we needed a striker, and they got him for a good deal. You look at Bellingham; they tried to get Bellingham, but he wanted to go Real Madrid. Okay, that's it.
They made the mistake. To me, they just made the mistake of buying 3 players who, like you said, Ozzy, are squad players and nothing more than squad players in midfield. And but
we've said that, Alan, about other players in the past. You said that about Rodri when he was the backup to Fernandinho.
You're never living down Rodri signing, mate.
But you did, Alan.
Plodry. We'll still not call him Plodry. He, to me, Phillips has been a disaster because he's obviously fallen out with Pep now. You know, and yesterday is he couldn't have done any worse than the 2 defenders that were playing.
By the way, good evening, Gander. Hope you are well, mate.
Hello, Samaritans. How may I help you?
Here he is.
Right, Andy, do you want to have a one-on-one with Alan?
Listen, Alan, God love him, he's got his opinions like everybody has. Alan puts a lot of good points across. He's passionate. Let's not take that passion away. Let's channel it better, though. Let me give you some facts, everybody. Crisis. Okay, we beat United 3-0. We beat Bournemouth 6-1. We drew with Chelsea, which we should have won. I know shoulda, woulda, coulda, didn't. Liverpool 1-0. We know we should have beat them. Spurs 3-0. We should have beat them. Villa, we was shocking last night. However, there's always reasons for things. Let's look last night. Like I said to you earlier, Martin, one player last night could have actually changed the whole way we played. If only Doku or Grealish was available last night, they would have played on the left. Foden would have gone central or on the right. Straight away, we look a better team. You can go a little bit further if you want and say people need, and I've said this so many times with the year, and I don't want to go down the Grealish versus Doku rubbish, but however, Ake and Grealish have got that chemistry. They've played a season together. Quite clear. Grealish was arguably 3rd player of the season last season for us. For some reason, unbeknown to us, we've got Gvardiol, who's not settled in the club yet. Is he a bad player? Is he a bad player? Is going to be fantastic for us. However, at the moment,
Andy, do you think that Ake should be playing fullback and Gvardiol should be playing centre half? Which is what I think.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. So we've got Gvardiol and Doku, 2 new players playing on the left. Don't know each other's game. At the moment, we're playing every 3 games, so they're not getting time to train. So it's basically match rest. So there's no chemistry there. What we need to do, in my opinion, I think and I'm not digging players out. It's just an observation. Akanji, love the fella. He needs a rest. What I would do, I'd rest Akanji. I'd bring Diaz with Gvardiol centre back with Ake on the left. We can do it another way. That'd enable Stones to help Rodri midfield.
Do you think Stones should be doing that from right back?
Stones is not the match fit. Stones is not match fit. You could listen. Our best defensive lineup, centre back defensive lineup for a long time has always been Stones on the right side of the centre backs, Diaz on the left side of the centre backs. When Diaz has to play really on the right side, he's not as effective. As daft as it sounds, it's only a couple of yards away, from where he normally plays. So, what we need now, we need Phil to play either in the middle or on the right. He's quite good at doing either, because what we've had to do, we know some of them players are tired. I know people might say, oh yeah, they're tired, they're on £300,000 a week. That's nothing. Money means nothing. Does £300,000 a week make you run faster? No. So
It'd make me run faster.
You can't run at all.
It's slow, right?
Yeah.
So what we've got now,
not in Ricky Holden.
What we've got now at the minute is players what are tired. We cannot rest them because we've got nobody. We've had injuries upon injuries which we've never seen under Pep before. Yeah, some of our players can rotate a little bit, but some of them are injured. Who'd have thought Nunes and Kovacic would both be injured and struggling to get in? And for the record, I thought last night, to be fair, I thought when Nunes came on and Kovacic, we looked a little bit better. Stones was thrown to the Lions last night by basically being put in midfield on his own after him being out with injury. That wasn't fair on Stones. Rico, for whatever happened, got bullied last night. He was not the Rico. What we know, that don't make him a bad player. It was just one of them situations. People just need to calm the skin down a little bit, because, like you said before, when I was listening, Mike, when people are actually tweeting Pep Direct and Cheeky and Varane and stuff like that, that is unacceptable at every level. Now, some people have caused some of this, in my opinion, some people have caused a little bit of this uncertainty with Jack, with all the Jack versus Doku thing. I said, for soon as Doku come in, you're putting too much pressure on the lad. He's 21, didn't play much. He's going to be an asset. Now, I think also, as well as a little bit of, I'm sorry, this is not a rant, I just want to get it off my chest. I also think with the injuries and out of form Jack Grealish, it's no coincidence that he's suffering with confidence at the minute because of all this. Because yes, they read social media. The human beings who have got feelings. I come from an age where we used to back every player what played in the City shirt, whether it was Lee Bradbury or anybody. We used to back them, but all of a sudden we spoiled. Listen, enjoy what we're seeing at the moment, because it is not normal what we are seeing at the moment. Not normal at all. And then, sorry, Rick.
Andy, I was just saying that I just saw a message pop up then. Rico is weak. And that goes to, I think, the point you're making. Rico's 18, turned 19, didn't he, this week?
No, but he may be saying he was weak last night.
He's got into the England team.
That's what I mean. I don't know the context of that.
But he's playing alongside, I said this to Alan yesterday, Rico or any of our players, if Rodri's playing his best football and Stones is fit and he's back in the team and he's at centre-back, you play Rico alongside Rodri in midfield and you play with Stones behind, it's probably absolutely fantastic. Yeah. But you chuck a 18-year-old kid alongside Stones coming back from 6 months out, and with our centre-backs behind not confident and playing well in one of the hardest games of the season, what do you expect? I mean, I think you don't see players play well until they're settled and they're fit and they're actually in peak condition. So we've got to get Stones and Nunes and Kovacic actually.
I've just got to answer this, Rich. Sorry, and we've also had a super chat as well, which I do need to read out. Thank you for that. Mad Hat has put, which is why Kimmich is perfect, can cover. That's the key point. Kimmich ain't coming in to play cover. You're not going to get Kimmich to come in and do cover.
We're not playing FIFA.
You can't. Yeah. How do you ask someone of Kimmich's ilk to come in? He's 28. He's not 30 odd. Tony Cruz,
he'd have to
get
play
away with that.
Yeah.
Tony Cruz at 33, 34, yes, you can probably say you cover. Kimmich, no. I know Kimmich can do the 8, but then
he'd have to do the 8. Kimmich would have to come in
you drop
to
Foden,
replace Gundogan.
who you drop in.
Yeah.
It's not that. This is what I mean. It's so hard to try and fit somebody in. Because the other thing I will say is a lot of our signings, don't forget, and I keep saying this, Jeremy Doku is 21. He's a 7, 8, 9, 10-year player. Gavardio, how old is he? 21, 22? 21. Again, another 6, 7, 8, 9-year player.
But Martin, Gvardiol cost 80 million. It means nothing. That's club.
No, that's I don't believe all this.
I know. I was being a bit.
I know you was. I'm just saying this.
A transfer fee is nothing to do with a player. He's young in another country. We know what Gvardiol's going to be, and I've got possibly got some bad news for everyone as well. If they think Luton away is going to be a walk in the park, look at the way they beat Arsenal up. I know Arsenal was lucky in the end to get the points. However, they kicked Arsenal up and down. Expect the very, very same on Sunday when we play them.
I just want to say thank you to Ed's Mancunian Therapy. Thank you so much, mate, for your $1.99. It is amazing. Thank you so much. I hope you are well. Can't have a system with 2 6s and KDB free roam. Possibly. But when you say the 2 6s, this is the problem. Are we making John Stones a straight centre back then?
I think
the only reason I question about the guy next to Rodri is that's generally Stones who inverts out a defence. It's not generally a straight midfielder. Do you know what I mean? It's not like Calvin Phillips or a Kimmich stood next to Rodri or a Rice next to Rodri. You then, because he's still inverting, he's still trying to do it with the Kanja. Bless his little cotton socks, the guy ain't up to it. Sorry. He's not.
Can I ask you a question, Martin?
I think the Kanji's a shit-up fullback. But that's just my opinion.
Can I ask you a question? You can ask you a question. For the next, let's say, 3 weeks, right? And the games have got 3 weeks. To solve a problem we've got, because we are conceding far too many goals and opportunities. What is the plan for you in the next 3 weeks to nip these opportunities for the opposition? What do we do to solve this problem? Do we drop Walker? Do we drop Walker and play?
No. You can ask Walker to not bomb forward. Would I drop him? Different.
Hang on a minute. Hang on. If Walker wasn't doing what Pep wanted him to do, Walker would not be starting.
No. I know, Andy. I'm not disputing that.
Listen,
Alan's question was, what would you change?
What would I? I'll tell you what I want.
We're going to need to change something.
I'll tell you what I want at the minute. I'll tell you what I want at the minute. I want to get through the next 2 games. I want the boys to go to this World Club Championship, whatever you want to call it, get a bit of sun on the back, get away from all of the pressures of what's happening over here, whether it's in the press or City fans. Go and do whatever they do, a bit of TLC, come back when all the players will be there or thereabouts, including KDB, and we'll just go and smash everybody up in the Premier League.
Why is everyone talking about Cancelo all of a sudden? I've heard that all day. Everyone's talking about Cancelo all of a sudden. Cancelo ain't coming back. You need to nip this all one in the bud. Cancelo's history. He's gone. See ya.
Do you know what should have happened last night? City should have killed the game off by making it dull and boring and keeping possession. Because when you go away and you realise the team in front of you is playing better than you are, what you need to do is kill the game, kill the crowd, and just pass around until you make an opportunity.
The trouble is, Ozzy, we did exactly that at Arsenal, and we got exactly the same result as Villa. So we went to Arsenal, made ourselves totally mute, and did that, and none of us enjoyed that game. It was one of the most boring games. I much prefer the Villa game, to be honest, to that Arsenal game.
It was said earlier, but we actually said this months ago and we got laughed at. And Andy, me and you spoke about this privately as well. Why don't we just play Jack in his actual position?
Centre mid, number 10.
Not being funny or anything here, but
No.
there's a wild accusation. I know. It's breaking news to everyone. Jack Grealish is not a left winger and was never a left winger. Breaking news to everyone on that. Play Jack. Listen, I love Alvarez. Alvarez, I've said, has proved me wrong. The guy needs a break. The guy needs a break.
He can't at the moment because of the injuries and stuff.
No, but now you've got Jack back. Let Jack have the go.
Absolutely agree with you.
I do think, on that point, that sometimes we've been in danger of Alvarez and Foden particularly kind of running over each other, doing the same thing. And sometimes we've had Bernardo, Doku, Alvarez, Foden, and we just haven't had as enough variety in that. They've been doing the same thing. And I think, what Gundogan had was something totally different.
I don't know how to answer this. Cade's got a question. Who's available at right wing? Anyone know anyone who could play right wing?
Young Philip.
Who's available in January?
Young Bernardo.
Cade's asked the question, so I'm opening it up to the panel if they want a name.
Mbappe.
I don't know.
He's a left winger.
Who? No, he's not.
Mbappe can play anywhere.
Let's go on the facts of what we've got. Let's go on the facts of what we've got available now. Listen, once everyone's fit, which is not a million miles off, the beauty of what we've got, then players can interchange. You can drop into different positions. I wouldn't mind seeing Alvarez drop onto the right wing, and let Doku go on the left, Grealish in the middle. With Phil. We can rotate like that.
I mean, I appreciate the United fans coming in, but listen, ain't the time start blowing. My word. Oh, dear.
Wow.
Oh, dear.
In
really
the bin
took the 3
for that.
points behind us as gospel, aren't they? Listen, Matty917, I'm with you, mate. The players need us now more than ever.
Absolutely.
1,000%. This is not the time to be jumping off the Titanic. We ain't no Titanic.
Mad Hatter's spot on there.
We're having a little bit of a bad time. We have got the worst injury crisis.
I hope the Hatters are mad this weekend.
Hang on.
Not a happy Hatter.
Hang on. Let me refer back to that then. We're going through a bad time. We beat United. We've drew with Chelsea, Liverpool, Spurs, and got beat.
We've not won in 4. It's classed as a bad time, and it's just some City fans.
No,
it's by today's standards. It is.
Okay, then we've only lost 1 in 4.
I love it. No, but
remember,
now,
Andy, I conceded 11 goals.
2 games and losing 2 games than you would have drawn in 3 games. This is the problem with draws. Draws can be a bit deceiving.
Andy, and I conceded 11 goals. That's the problem.
Okay, then, but we've also scored 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We've also scored 11 in that.
Andy, this is why I've always said, other than Villa,
and I know you can't concede goals.
Yeah, but Villa's the only game we played bad.
Listen, it's all he said, she said, who shot John kind of thing. Listen, we know we're going through a little bit of a sticky patch. We just need to calm our skin and just work through it as fans. By the way, if anybody in here was at Villa Park last night, the fans were magnificent last night.
Yeah, and me and Andy do know someone who was there last night who is there all the time. And
I think we settle into some easy fixtures now, and I know they're not easy. Nothing in the Premier League is easy. Brentford, no, they are easier. Brentford did the double over us last year, so we know
that's getting clipped. Rich is getting clipped.
No, I don't care. They are easier fixtures.
He's getting the
Luton away is easier than Villa away. Like it or not, it's not easy. It's not foregone conclusion, but it's easier. Liverpool have now got to play Arsenal, Villa, United. Arsenal have got to play Liverpool and Villa. Spurs have got to play Newcastle at the weekend. There's a lot of hard games that are coming now for the other teams, and they are either going to both drop points or one of them's going to drop points.
Well, here's one for you now. We've got Luton away, which, yes, is a hard game. But like I said, they had a 2.5-hour meeting today. They didn't sit there playing tiddlywinks in it.
No, just playing
will-
dominoes.
They will
Or
have sat
eating it.
down and they will have sorted themselves out. Things would have probably got said. Yeah. Then, so I think you'll get a response. You've got Grealish back, Rodri back, possibly Doku, and you've got Stones fit. So I think you will see a very different Manchester City. You're then away at Red Star Belgrade, which could be a way of getting some nice positivity back on the thing. You've then got Palace at home. People will say,
wouldn't you just take the kids to Red Star? I mean, we
no,
can't.
I wouldn't now.
change our position.
I wouldn't. I'd now use it as stuffing them to get some nice bit of confidence put into them now.
What,
Rick,
going
what
to
kids?
a really hostile
Rick, got any
place
kids,
4
Rich?
hours away, and
Have you
Stop
seen
them all.
the EDS? The shit.
I'm with Rich here.
The
It's
bottom of the league.
listen. Yeah, they might be bottom of the league, but they might be kicking us up and down, which is going to give us
it's
more
cold.
injuries. Let's be
It's
sensible.
rough. It's going to have 30,000 fans who absolutely hate anyone coming from, a
Liverpool.
country that practically like to be at war
Let's not
with.
make this political, gentlemen.
But but it's true.
Ed-
Belgrade would be about the most hostile place we could
Elise
go.
has signed a new deal at Palace. Nico Williams has signed a new deal for his club, so I doubt you're getting any of those two.
Contracts mean
Brett.
nothing. Hang on a minute.
Go on.
What do contracts mean? You're telling us Bernardo
Why
signed a
did?
contract, but he's going to be going in the summer.
Well, he's got a
Contracts
release
mean
clause.
nothing. Doesn't matter. How do you know Elise is not? Are we privy to all
I
these
don't know,
contracts?
but it's widely known.
Bernardo is not going anywhere. Shat.
Seriously, though, I'm with Rich. I wouldn't be playing.
Oh, by the way, Newcastle are like shit as well because they've been beating them 1-0.
Yeah.
Newcastle
2-0.
fans having a meltdown now.
I think it's 2-0, isn't it? Or they had a goal disallowed.
They're just fat Geordies.
Jesus.
No, that's what you said before.
Oh, it's 3-0. Jesus.
Yeah.
It's 3-0. By the way,
West Ham have equalised against Spurs.
West Ham have equal. This is what. Can I ask a question to everyone in the panel? And I'll start with you. Could this just be the most competitive Premier League we've had in a long time? General question here.
I think it's too early to say because, we saw what happened last season where we were behind Arsenal and everyone was having a meltdown, kind of like we are today, and well, that's it. I mean, Alan was pretty much like the league's over. Arsenal are going to win it from Christmas. Arsenal fans were Alan, you may as well have been wearing an Arsenal top because honestly, that's how it came across.
Andy's got a Newcastle one, and Alan's got a Tottenham/Arsenal one that he wears.
Yeah, half and half. Like a half and half scarf.
So when City are away, it's up to St James's Park, don't you, Andy?
I tell you what, I've actually said this to my lad when we come out of the Etihad.
I have never supported Tottenham.
Now, this
Not on the Arsenal though.
There's this Cockney who sells half and half scarves all the time outside the Etihad. I actually said to my lad last Sunday when after Spurs, I went, I'm going to buy one of them off him after the game next home game. He goes, why? I said, because I'm going to flip him, burn it in front of him.
Do you know? I said that to my son. I went, I'm going to buy them all. He went, why? So I can burn them and no one can buy them. I'm sick of seeing them. Sorry, sick of seeing half and half scarves. I even see them at the derby. It makes me sick.
I've got a question for you, Martin. Martin, how come you're always late for your show, but you always leave the Etihad early?
I wasn't late for my show today.
Does he leave the Etihad early every week?
Whoa.
Do you leave early every week?
Alan,
do you leave
Alan,
early
you sit
every week?
ranking over your remote control, so behave down there.
Do you leave early every week? Answer
exactly. I always FaceTime Alan when you're going in the 70th minute.
Yeah, because Alan sat at home on his couch watching the game. Do you know what makes me laugh? Alan sits there.
Whoa. So you went full. Martin, you're sat at home on your sofa watching the game at the final whistle.
Alan sends me a message at the game going, crowd shit, they're not singing. 10,000 miles away. The irony in it.
I can hear
him. You know what I mean?
I can hear him moaning 10,000 miles away.
We all can.
I leave in the 88th minute because I'm disabled and I have to get the buggy down to Joe Mercer Way.
Well, how come you run out of the ground then?
Oh, bloody hell. Last time I run, I'm going to stick my walking stick right up your Jackson next time you're at the stadium.
You know that company goal? You know that company goal, and there's the fan leaving.
Yeah.
Martin.
Alan, same question to you, mate. Is the Premier League more competitive than ever?
It is. Every team's got better, but we've got weaker.
Okay. Andy?
No, it's not. We're going through a bad patch. When we've got a fully fit squad, nobody will live with us. Arsenal are just... sorry, Colonel. I don't think Arsenal have been the Arsenal they was last season. Last season, they was brilliant. I've not seen that same Arsenal this season. Liverpool potentially could be there or thereabouts, but they've had something. So, no, I don't think it is. I think it's looking more competitive because of us not being on top form. Although we are on track to where we normally are in the league.
Yeah, we're actually yesterday we're only 2 points worse off than what we was this time last season.
Sack Pep.
2 points.
Everton have won 3-0. It's all finished.
I told you that 5 minutes ago, Alan. I know you're in Australia, mate, but you weren't getting it that late. Time delay is not that big.
Are you behind or ahead, Alan?
You'll remind me of the watch along when he sat there cheering for the buying goal when me and Andy had already celebrated, and Alan celebrating 10 minutes later.
We're 11 hours in front, but there is a delay. There is a delay on TV.
Alan, you don't need to come closer to the screen, mate. We can hear you.
Andy, I've got a question for you.
Alan, I didn't mean Australia. I meant you. Are you behind or ahead?
Hang on a minute. 1,500 people just unsubscribed when Alan came close. Anthony Aimer, thank you so much for your £2 generosity, mate. Always, all money goes back into your channel. Remember, everyone, we're not really here. Spot on. It's why we put the hashtag together image on, because that's what we've got to be now. Hashtag together. What this club has run by for the last 5, 6, 7, 8, 12 years. Now let's be together. If you don't want to be on board, get off the train. See ya.
Martin,
wouldn't you rather be part of the journey?
Martin, I've got a question for everyone. Who at the moment is the outstanding team that is going for the Premier League? Who has been the best team that is out there in front? Who's the team that we all think is going to win the Premier League? Because honestly, I can't say there's an out-and-out. Arsenal haven't been great. Spurs are hit and miss. Chelsea, United, let's not even go there. And Liverpool, again, when they played us, they were dog crap. So, honestly, because am I blind? Can anyone else see who the front runner is? Who's this amazing team?
There's nobody else. You spot on, mate, and that's what I sort of like alluded to before, mate. It's when Martin asked the question, is it the most competitive Premier League? No, not at all.
I think I know who Ali Garcia. I think we know where Ali Garcia is from. Super Danny Allsop.
Wigan.
Is that Pat's thingy account? Super Danny Allsop. Jesus. Oh, I'm going to start singing Super Lee Peacock.
Ooh, Mrs.
Hey, I didn't realise. I found out the other day Jed Brannan's in management now. Didn't know that.
He is. Is he at Lancaster?
Morecambe.
Yeah, Morecambe.
Didn't know that. I was like, bloody hell, Jed Brannan's at Morecambe. That's a flash from the past. Scored a wonder goal at the City Ground, and I was there for that one. Scored a worlder. Well,
did you go early?
No, I didn't, you bastard. I wasn't disabled then. Do you know where did you get your kicks?
He went at half time.
Right. Anyway, Andy, you got to shoot, mate.
We're left at half time. He wanted to get back full time.
I'm muting him. Andy, Plug your channel, mate, and your store off your pop.
Nah. All I want to say,
No,
listen,
plug it. I want you to plug it.
you can do it if you want. Listen, I'm not bothered about that. Listen, everybody just needs to stick together. Forget all these fractions and stuff like that, all the friction and all the splinters and stuff like that. Let's just get behind each other because everybody hates us. So it's important we all stick together. Opinions are wonderful. They really are. Everyone's entitled to them and every opinion is valid. Just let's keep it all channeled and the focus about supporting our club, because they need us.
Spot on.
Absolutely.
And you will find Andy over at 9320 Pubcast every Sunday night, apart from this Sunday, because he's away.
It's still going now.
Andy Savage online.
No, it's not.
Go on then. That's why I said don't let me do it.
Savage Online, www.savageonlinestore.co.uk, and if you want anything, I can give you a discount, seeing as you're all from Planet Blue.
Yeah, there you go. And you can get mugs, coasters, key rings,
Strikers,
other
strikers, 3 points,
number 10s, right backs, left backs, centre backs.
Mr. Andy, would you deliver to Australia? Can you do that?
Of course I will, mate.
Not for a cup.
Right. No, it's for cut the cups for the supporters club. That's all. We're thinking of getting loads done, so we'll send an order.
Yeah, message me, mate, and I'll with whatever you want.
Yeah.
Don't get his phone number. He'll ring
Listen,
you at 4 a.m.
Alan's all right. You're tight, Martin. You always cut Alan off when he's in mid-flow. You should just let his opinion is
Excuse
just.
me. Shall we read private text messages out or live on air?
Yeah, go on then.
Alan is the biggest knobhead walking on this planet.
Show it on the screen. Show it on the screen.
Mate,
No,
I don't mind. I don't mind.
By the way, I did get told something earlier, and
not
Andy,
at all,
you know
Alan.
where this is from, mate. Apparently, Liverpool are also still interested in Calvin Phillips in January.
Well, listen,
that's good because he'll weaken them.
Yeah. Well, mate, I want Calvin Phillips to go and find a club and play football because to me,
no, there's three clubs. Newcastle,
shafted.
but Newcastle only want a loan. They don't want a loan with any fee. They just want a straight loan. Him, so they won't do that.
No.
All right, Alan, let me get them out. Fulham and Liverpool are the 3 clubs at the moment most interested.
What about Spurs? Spurs were interested as well.
I thought Juventus were in for him as well.
By the way, I know I'm not saying I wouldn't have Kimmich, mate. I'm saying he wouldn't come as a backup to sit on a bench. I want Foden as a 10. I'm not going to lie about that. Thank you for joining us, though, Andy. You're a legend, mate.
See you later, guys. Stick
Take
together.
care, mate. I'll speak to you soon. Yeah, I just think we've got to relax, and I'm way behind on comments. I'm just going to fly through some comments and then because I'm so far behind. Everton, hey, Richo, super result tonight. Listen, I know Newcastle fans are not liking Everton at the moment, so that won't be happening for them. Oh, just had another text. Calvin Phillips, this is breaking news. Fulham Football Club. Fulham think he's going. We're just preparing for a replacement. So it looks like Fulham is going to be the destination for Calvin Phillips.
Was that City are preparing for a replacement, or Fulham are looking for a replacement?
City. Well, Fulham aren't. They're getting Phillips. Are they going to be placing Phillips already? Not even got there.
Well, you never know. We should have had that foresight.
Yes, Alan.
I'm going to have to shoot. I'm going to go to the office.
Right, no worries, mate. Me and Ozzy will do Luton.
All right, no problems at all. All right, thanks, guys.
Cheers,
and let's get behind the boys.
Alan, believe, mate. Come on. Believe.
Bring me
do it. I promise you.
Bring me later. I'll be in the office. All right. See you later. Call me later.
See you later, Alan.
Cheers, mate. Rich will be back. Rich has got the electrician over. That's why Rich has had to jump. But he will be back at some point. I'm going to throw it. Jack to do the Gundogan replacement. Listen, it was on Extra earlier and a few other channels. I do. We've been saying it for a while, haven't we, Ozzy? Jack was never a left winger. I think Jack would do that job. I think if listen, Try it out at Red Star. It's the perfect time to just give it a go. See if it works. Nobody's saying it will. We're just saying that you've got the perfect game. Even Huddersfield in the FA Cup coming up in January. There's opportunities. No disrespect to Huddersfield, but it's at home. Not trying to do the arrogant thing because, you know, we don't do that. But City 9 times out of 10 should be stuffing Huddersfield at home. But so there's opportunities. I just think we've got to get together now. I don't think it's as bad. It looks bad. But like I said, if you beat Luton and you beat Palace, Arsenal are going to drop points or Villa are going to drop points. Newcastle drop points tonight. Listen, let's relax a bit. I'm not saying things aren't bad. I'm not saying things weren't bad last night. Of course they were. But let's give Nunes a chance. I've had longer you-know-whats than Nunes has been at the football club. Come on, let's relax just a little bit. It took Rodri a year. Bernardo was garbage in his first year. Sterling was garbage in his first year. They're not all going to come like Haaland and just smack everything around in the first year. It takes time for some people. And also, here's the key to everyone. Gundogan was not great in his first year at Manchester City.
Nope.
What you're doing is you're comparing Gundogan of 7 years, 8 years, to Nunes of 6 months.
And you remember before we bought KDB, most people...
Everyone had got rid of him.
Well, most people thought we'd paid well over the odds for him.
Yeah, we were absolutely heads gone, if you remember. Why have City paid 57 million for KDB?
Chelsea's reject. You know, I mean, yeah.
I'm just saying, we've got to... This is why I don't like this player comparison stuff, because you're comparing 7, 8 years down the line to 6 months. Nobody in Rodri's first year was calling him the best CDM in world football. Nobody. They were all calling him Fernandinho's lacquer. Who's this donkey we paid 60 million for from Atletico? Who is it? He's a donkey. Look at him now. Just saying. I'm not... I was just getting updates. Sorry, mate.
That's right.
Gerard Bowen equalises.
But yeah, it takes time for players, you know, and we've always, like I said before, we've brought in players that are raw talents, and then we develop them into superstars. Okay, the exception of Haaland, you know, it takes time. As Martin's just said, he's named the players that it took time to come in and make names for themselves. So we've got time, you know. And like I said before, other teams in the Premier League are not doing fantastic. You know, Yusuf's in the chat. I think Yusuf would be honest and say Liverpool aren't brilliant at the moment.
2-1 West Ham now, so Tottenham are shit.
Yeah.
I'm listening, I'm being facetious. I'm trying to just put into perspective. My thing has just died, sorry. Sorry, my mouse has just died. So I'm on my laptop. 2-1 West Ham. I'm a huge Pep fan. This genius won't slow down. Absolutely. Exactly. One day, each player might in their actual best position to look forward to. You got to remember, though, the reason our small squad works, Sean, is because they're so versatile. I do agree. I think Phil Foden gets shifted around more so than anybody. But I just think it's time for Alvarez a little rest. Like I said, there was talk of a back five today. There's a possibility within this meeting. Don't know if that will be something to go on with, but we'll see. Akanji's not an inverted... Listen, the thing is for me, Cade, he's not an inverted midfielder. His best role for me with Akanji has always been fullback. He was immense at right back. Immense. I don't know what's happened with Ake. I think Ake just loves to defend. I love Ake. I think he's amazing. But I just think we'll be fine. And I know people, we're going to buy in January, people. We're going to buy. I promise you. They're not going to allow Phillips out the door without somebody in. I promise you. Right, let's so we've sort of put the world of football to rights. Hopefully, calm down a few and relaxed. Martin, surely if we loan ourselves, Phillips went out someone because our squad, of course they will. Luton, tricky game. Not going to say it won't be, but I don't know. Is it a perfect game for you or a worse game for you, Luton away? Because that can go 50-50, depending on how you want to look at it. Small ground, fans on top of you, they're smelling blood.
Yeah, I mean, their record in the Premier League isn't brilliant, is it? Let's be honest.
Good evening, Cal. Lovely to see you back, mate. Really is.
They've become the whipping boy of the Premier League this season. I think a lot of people, even including us when we were doing our predictions, put Luton going straight back down. They've had a couple of interesting results. You know, they certainly kind of tested Arsenal. You know, and I think Arsenal were lucky. You know, that game could have been a lot different. They could have drew it, and we wouldn't have Arsenal where they currently are. You know, they drew against Liverpool. You know, so I think you're right, Martin. I think their players and their fans will be looking at the Villa game, going, if we put in the effort, maybe we can kind of get something out of this game. And I'm not saying they're going to win.
I'm laughing, Ozzy, because you just keep Calvin Phillips away from my football club. Come on, Yusuf. This is the ultimate revenge now to you, mate. You can have him.
Yeah.
By the way, we've not said Paulinho's the guy. We just said Fulham is likely now. They're in the box seat for Phillips. It's now, can City get a replacement? Wasn't City trying to get Paulinho as the replacement? So don't misquote that. Don't think it's Paulinho here and Phillips there. That was never said.
Wouldn't be a bad swap though, would it, for us?
Again, I think you've got the problem is playing back up to Rodra.
But it's playing Champions League football. It's playing high-end football. It's playing under Pep.
Liverpool and Bayern Munich want him as well. Now, here's my thought. I like Kimmich as an 8, not as a 6. Kimmich could do the Gundo role.
I don't see him coming to City, if I'm honest.
If Paulinho goes to Bayern, might free him up.
Possibly, but Kimmich is he feels to me like a one club player. Do you know what I mean? He's been there. There's been lots of rumours. He was linked with Real Madrid in the past, Barcelona, you know. And I think he would be brilliant. You know, he's playing under Pep, and I just thought if he would have come by now. I'll be surprised if we get him, to be honest.
Exactly. This is the point. A Spurs now crap. A Newcastle now crap. I just think yesterday hurt people, and I fully get it. It hurt everyone. But I promise you, we ain't going to play that bad ever again. That's the first time ever. We won't. That, like I said, they didn't sit in 2.5 hour meeting playing dominoes. They had a chat.
Listen, every team has a bad game. It happens.
No, you're not allowed.
Well, I know, but let's be honest. Every team. I mean, you look at Liverpool's season last season. They were absolutely awful. You know, Yusuf will attest to that and say, you know, my team was awful. You know, and yet they had, you know, some of the best players in the Premier League. Mahrez, where was Mahrez last season? To be fair, where's he been this season? I mean, I really haven't heard. I haven't seen much of Liverpool this season, but from what I have seen,
nobody watches the Saudi League, mate. You're all right.
But yeah, you know, I don't see anyone pulling out in front at the moment. Okay, so
I'm not ignoring you. I'm trying to find a charger for me now.
That sounds about right.
It's not working.
So Luton at the moment are 18th.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, they've had a string of defeats. They won one game that was against Crystal Palace a couple of games ago. Like I said, I think they'll look at the game against Villa and they'll think they can try and get something if they're up for it. If the crowd's behind them, and City are not, playing better.
Has anyone got a drawer in the house with a shitload of wires that you don't know where they all go to?
I think everyone's got that drawer, Martin.
Yeah, I think I'm in the middle of that at the minute. Carry on. Welcome to the Aussie show. Back with a bang.
So I don't know what to expect from Luton in some respects, and I don't know what to expect from City. I would expect a lot.
Liverpool and Arsenal, one hell of a game.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. But they've lost a load of games, and they've drew a couple of big results.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't know where. I mean, you said, Martin, they had a big meeting, 2.5 hours. I would imagine there'd have been a lot of, shouting probably, and a lot of, this is unacceptable. We can't be having games like that. We've got to be playing better. What's the plan? And Pep would have laid it out and gone, this is the plan. This is what we're going to do against Luton. Let's get out there and play the game.
Mm-hmm. Do you know what it is with me? I'm sorry, I'm totally wrecking the stream now. I do apologise. This is not the Mancunian way regular programming. Because my mouse doesn't normally die.
What are you talking about, Martin?
Right, screw it. We'll go with normal. Vater's here now.
Hey, Vater.
Evening.
Man who talks the most sense.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Evening, mate.
He's on more channels than bloody ITV, this fella. Bench Guardiola and a Kanja. For who, though? Tin said for who? Because you take Guardiola out, yes, you've got Ake. Who are you benching for the Kanja? Anyway, mate, how are you, mate? You've had 20 foot. We're just on the Luton part at the minute.
Yeah.
We were just talking. Looks like Calvin Phillips could be going to Fulham.
Okay.
City are just working on. I talked earlier on. Apparently, they had a 2.5-hour meeting yesterday because yesterday they just left the ground. They left the ground, got changed, went home. They did the talking today. 2.5-hour meeting.
Good. I like that.
So yeah, this. I mean, I think some fans are thinking that that yesterday wasn't going to hurt them. There was going to be no hurt in that yesterday.
No. See, if some fans thought that, that's so wrong because
they're still professionals, aren't they?
Yeah, and they have pride and they play for the badge. There's no doubt about it. You look at the post-match interview from Bernardo. You could see it on his face. You could see how he talked about we know this isn't acceptable. We know that we need to improve. So I don't think any of the players are we won last year, so whatever happens this year is cool. They're too good for that. But I like how you hear about player meetings or you hear about a change in the normal routine. The fact that they're so angry yesterday, probably still upset, left the pitch, and calmer heads, similar to ourselves today. Calmer heads. They meet for 2 hours and they hash it out.
You didn't want to be in our Twitter space last night. Jesus, everyone was going off. It was a bit too emotional. We shouldn't have done it, really. I thank everyone who joined.
No, Martin. It was the right thing to do. The reason why is
at 2:30 in the morning. It wasn't.
Well, selfishly, the 5-hour difference I was okay with.
Yeah, you loved it. I was sat there at 2:30 and people were screaming.
But Ozzy, the thing is, and the reason why I say that space, and obviously Martin, when you guys have the show, as fresh and raw as it is after a result, I think that's when it's at its best, because in the spaces in particular, I could see the names, I could hear everyone's reaction, I can hear them speak, and it's almost like we're away fans in an away bar, and we're looking left and right. Who's up for it? Who's ready for this fight? Who's ready to fight back or to defend? And Some weren't ready to defend the players. Some weren't ready to defend the club. Some weren't ready to defend Pep and what we've been doing year after year, as difficult as it is. And I like moments like that. Like I know where we stand. We're still friends. We're still boys. But I know when there's like someone tapping my shoulder saying, "Come outside." I'm not asking you, and I'm not asking you to join me, right? And it was a good space. I enjoyed the conversation. I think it's really telling to look at how poor this result is, and for some to be in like the panic mode. Like, there's no need to do that. There honestly isn't. Like, let's look to see what we're dealing with. Let's look to see the players, and let's also accept, and we need to accept, because he's given us 5 and 6. Let's accept that Pep is looking at the players and saying, you know what? I need to challenge you in a different way. I need to know whether I can have you play this role or not. I need to know whether Stones and Rico can actually work. I need to know whether Stones, Rico, and Alvarez kind of playing that mid actually works. So, guys, we're not.
Jack Lee's on one here today. Jack Lee's really on one. He's got Debbie Downer on him today. Jack, relax, mate. They're not. They are hurting, mate. I can assure you.
There will be.
Yeah.
I think we've just got to relax. I know, Jack, you're angry. I know you are, mate. But come on. We know from last season. I know things are different. They are going to try and solve it. There are plans in place for January. Whether we get them, I don't know. But I think they are going to try. They're not stupid. They know that last night was unacceptable. They know. But what we've got to be careful of is that we don't, said this earlier, we don't hang players out to dry. Now, Luton is a different kind of test to a Villa, because Luton, newly promoted, these are the days that Luton Town have dreamt of. Erling Haaland coming to Kenilworth Road. Do you remember when we were in, some of you will remember this, some of you won't, when we were back in Division 2, now League 1, and we were going all over the country in the back and beyond, was sell out everywhere. Manchester City was coming to town. The superstars of Manchester City were coming, and we were superstars in the lower leagues back then. And we were the scalp. We're the scalp again on Sunday. This is what Luton wanted coming to the big boys for. Sunday's about enjoyment. If you've noticed, they play very different against Everton than what they would against Manchester City and Arsenal and Liverpool. It's very different tactics because there's a bit more enjoyment in those games because they're the games they've waited for. They're the games they wanted. So this is why these games are slightly a little bit more trickier or dangerous to sort of wind round, because you're not just fighting the managers and the players. You're fighting a damn crowd. You're fighting a football club. But we've got to go in with that wounded animal, angry. You backed us in a corner now. Now we've got to come out as, Bater's in Canada. He knows what the bears are like up there. My dad used to live in Canada. You don't back a bear in a corner because a bear comes back and claws you and savages you. That's what we've got to do on Sunday. We're now in the corner. Now we come out. And
Against the 150 charges last season.
Yeah, this is what we've got to use. This has got to be our come to Jesus moment or our lightning in a bottle moment. Listen, they don't sit and I keep saying this. They have meetings afterwards when they all sit in the room and they rewatch the game back. They don't normally sit for 2.5 hours though. Today is usually a rest day. If you look after every game, it's rest day. Go and rest. Not today. The ones who didn't play went onto the training ground with the youngsters. Sit there in the meeting room. Sit down. Let's go.
Yeah.
And I don't think they were sat there playing poker like you think they were, Jack. They just were not, mate. They have sorted this out. And like Sub 2's put 2 points off last year's treble. 2 or 3 points. Here's the difference. I know people are saying, where are we going to make the points up? Do you think we're going to drop 6 points to Luton, to Brentford this year? Here's the difference. You're looking at different things because the last 4 games of last season, we were on the beach because we won the league. So we had to go on to countdown mode ready for the Champions League final. So let's not look at Brentford at the GTEC Stadium as some like, oh my God, we got beat by Brentford. Yeah, we did. We went there with the reserve team. And even watching that game, Cole Palmer should have had 2. So let's just relax a little bit. The way this is not the same Tottenham we normally go to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium and do. This is now a very open Tottenham. And this is a Manchester City who could have new signings and January, February onwards, second half of the season set. Very different. Liverpool are wide open at the moment. No one's noticed it. Liverpool at the back, I've said it for weeks, are dodgy. They let 3 in by Fulham. But nothing got said because they scored the last minute winner and turned it around and won 5-3. But they conceded 3.
Also, the goals that they scored were incredible goals. They weren't like they were worldy for many of them. So hey, it papered over the cracks, but they're vulnerable.
Yeah, because here's the thing: you beat Luton, Ozzy, you beat Palace. Arsenal have got Villa this weekend, and Arsenal have got Liverpool. Someone's dropping points.
Yeah.
So we could look very different in 3 weeks. I also think the Club World Cup's come at a perfect time. Bit of winter sun, get the league out of the way, go and forget about it, get that winning feeling of winning. We could be champions of the world in 3 weeks, may I add to everyone. I know people say I don't give a crap. Normally, I wouldn't really care. I'd be a bit, Club World Cup, don't really care. Bollocks to that now. I want to win it. I want the confidence back in. Let's lift the trophy. Let's come home with a big old gold badge sat on our shirt.
And why not though, Martin? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a trophy at the end of the day. The Carabao Cup that we won back to back on the bounce. I mean, most people say, "Oh, it's the League Cup. Who cares?" But what did it do for us with the seasons when we won it? Do you know what I mean? It propelled us to win the league. All right, we're out this season, but we're looking at other goals. We want to retain the FA Cup. We want to retain the Champions League, and we want to get that 4th back-to-back title that no one has done before.
But there's the other thing, Ozzy. Why has no one won 4 back-to-back?
Because it's damn bloody hard. The treble. Who was the first?
I still think that's not been given enough credit by our own fan base.
No, it hasn't. I mean, only one of the team has won the treble.
Wait,
that was a United team that had a very good side at the time.
No, what we're saying earlier about is we think some fans, not all, have taken that treble for a bit of granted, and they've not quite clicked what it is we achieved last season. What we did. And I think because there are, listen, not all fans, there are some fans who are, well, like, you heard it last night. I want the Champions League or the Premier League. Well, what? Yeah. It's like, hey, which one? Come on. It's like it's a given. And I said this, I think I've said it on your show, mate, months ago. That treble won't be properly honoured until Pep's gone. By City fans. They won't properly realise what we did last season.
You don't realise what you've got until you've lost it.
That's why it was 25 years since the last time it was done. The greatest ever Liverpool team in recent memory couldn't do it.
No.
And what the way that, and you said, this is not digging you, mate, that Liverpool team was unstoppable that season, going for the 4-peat, going for the quad. Which team stopped them? Us. Real Madrid. We didn't. We focused through. And we did it.
Yeah.
And I just think it's not given the credence it deserves. And that's why it hurts when, like today, mate, people have tweeted Pep directly and the club, get out.
Those are
I
bots.
can't help.
They're bots. They're bots. They're not. They
I love the way everyone says the bots because they
cannot be. It cannot be real. It cannot be real, man.
Sub 2 says that the bots. They're not. Some are real. I mean, I don't listen. Would anyone take a scrappy 1-0 right now? Are we at the stage of results more important than a performance right now?
Yeah.
We have a
During this
style of
period,
play, though. I mean, I can see it maybe getting a little shaky, edgy, risky at the end of the game, but we're still gonna play our style. I don't see us getting a lucky goal and then holding on for dear life, or not playing expansive football and then scoring off a set piece and bunkering down. I think we're still gonna play our way, but I do think even if it happens to be a 1-0, it's how we continuously play City football. Like I don't think we'll ever divert from that, or I don't know. I could be wrong.
I'm just thinking, yeah. I mean, go on, boss.
I was just going to say, like, I think that you're right. I think City will continue to play their way they play. I mean, we did it against Chelsea. We did it against Spurs. We played our game. We just didn't get the result we wanted. Okay, at this time of the year, the congestion of fixtures, okay, it's more the performance you'd love, but let's be honest, it's the points on the board you need to get you through this period. Because again, we touched on this earlier, we have this period of time every season where we hit it and we all go into meltdown mode going, oh, City are crap, we're losing games or we're drawing too many games, and then we get into January and all of a sudden we kick on and win the league. Do you know what I mean? So for me, it is about the results. It doesn't matter if it's a scrappy 1-0. Do you know what I mean? It gets the points on the board. It gets us where we need to be come after the January window. Whether we bring someone in or not, we'll have KDB back. Stones will hopefully be a lot fitter than he is right now. And
we'll
the same
have
for the rest
players.
Possibly, yeah.
Telling you now, we will buy. By the way, agreed, Martin. Club World Cup bigger. Listen, Arteta still said he's won a major trophy this year.
No, he did not.
Yeah.
And what did Klopp say?
Did you not know that? Klopp said today, anyone counting City out is stupid.
Yeah.
I just think as a fan base, we've got to come out of this. Do you know what it is with the fan base sometimes? They're going to work. They're getting what I got 30 years ago. I went to school and had the piss taken out of me by Oldham United and everyone else. And what's happened is everyone's gone to work and gone onto other channels and they've had the mick taken out of them. And it's hurt because they're not used to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? So what? Suck it up. Because you know what? If you are a fan from abroad, you're now expected to piss off by a lot of these rivals. Oh, look, there's a bad time. They'll be gone. They'll be back at United, back at Chelsea, back wherever. This is where we go together. We stay strong. I've said to you, for 12 years, we've been hashtag together. Why change now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
By the way, another thing on last season, do you think Netflix had bought the rights off us for a treble documentary because it was garbage? Funny that, not being weird on it. It's meant to be on City TV. Nah. Netflix wanted it.
Yeah.
It's coming out in March next year. Wonder why.
It's going to be epic, by the way.
Because of what we did was so special. But then he heard it at the start of the season. We're going to win. We're going to win the sextuple. Well, what? Calm down a bit. Go play FIFA. Go and stick a game in. Do what you want. Like Vader, he cheats on Bet.
Don't even bother. That is ridiculous. Slander. Absolute slander.
You won't play me. You won't rematch me.
I will rematch you. I just
keep hearing this garbage
right now. My schedule.
But yeah.
I want to say this. No, you know what? I like that we haven't played in a while because I can see how it still irks Martin because he wants the game back.
My FC 24 is ready and loaded.
But I would have to agree with you when we say that some fans really haven't realized what the three-peat treble actually meant. And I do agree because I was going game by game. I was just like, oh, okay, let's win the season. Okay, we got United. Let's win this FA. And then it was like, let's win this Champions League. And then when it was finally won, it was just like, a sense of more relief, more like we've done it. The club's been pursuing this Champions League forever. It didn't quite like land that it was a treble, and then it also took a couple days for it to realize like this was a three-peat. So I agree. It happened to me. I think it's happened to many fans, and I look forward to the documentary because I think it's even going back and reliving and remembering some of the tension, some of the moments. I think that doc is going to have a lot of people just, you know what? This is incredible. This is
FIFA.
incredible.
He's on Twitter, mate, 100%, and all the players and a lot of the staff.
Oh yeah.
He's on Twitter. Don't believe that, FIFA. I can 1,000% confirm to you. Will you stop arranging FIFA matches while we're live, Sunshine? He's 1,000% on Twitter, mate. I've had that confirmed by three people.
No, you listen. The way the players and the way Pep
responds in press conferences, he definitely is on Twitter.
The verbiage is too accurate for him not to be there. We're not saying he lives on Twitter.
Yeah, and have fun. Come and have fun. Come and have fun. No, you're all right, mate. That ain't fun. 3-3 ain't fun. Piss off. Go back to boring football.
Crazy.
Listen, it does make me laugh. Ange Ball is up. Yes, Tottenham have got beat tonight, 2-1 at home by West Ham. So Tottenham and Newcastle are now in crisis. I will await all the Newcastle crisis videos and Tottenham crisis videos tomorrow all over YouTube, but there won't be a single one. Wonder why. No? Okay. Just wondering. Because that does leave us fourth. Tottenham 3 points behind. United 3 points behind. Newcastle 4 points behind with the exact same amount of games played. Brighton and Hove Albion, again, they've had a shocking, decent season, but they're getting slapped up more often than they normally get slapped up. So you stop. These two are having a private combo off camera. I don't think you boys realise that. I don't know. I love Vader's thing there. I think we win. Nice. Why would we not? Just hope. I think the control may come back. Maybe not fully now, but I did notice that last night. Said that to the person I get the info on, and we were more controlling last night than we ever have, or probably since United. Mm-hmm. Yes, especially when Nunes and Kovacic came on. And I really think it was weird because Villa were knocking the ball long to us last night. Over the top. And we kept getting caught. Edison, man of the match for me, hands down. But when Nunes and Kovacic come on and we got hold of the midfield a bit more, we started spraying the ball around a bit nicer, a little bit more composed. And then they got the bloody goal, which was so weird. We did look a little bit more open at the back then. Mistake by Gabardio. Bailey turned him. Deflected goal.
Yeah.
But honestly, this is why I think we'll start seeing more control. Because I think Grealish comes back Sunday. Rodri comes back Sunday.
So remind me now because did Grealish have 5 infractions? That's why he had the 1 game suspension?
Yep, he's done now. Yeah. The next one on the list is Akanji. He's the next one. If he gets booked again, Akanji misses a game. And I don't want to see anyone. I hope he gets booked. That's not the point of the stream. I mean, I'm with FTZ. We just need a win against Luton. I couldn't care less how we win it. Need a win.
Yeah.
Spot on. I don't care if it comes off Haaland's arse in the 94th minute and goes in. A win is a win. Oh, Spurs have Newcastle on the weekend. Oh, so everyone's playing each other all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Weird that. Because Jack, you're on one tonight, mate. Jack, you're on one. I honestly think we will get back to it. I'm going to start reading this chat out in a minute. There's 125 of you on. Smash that thumbs up if you could. It really does help the channel. If you are new, listen, we are different to other channels, and that's why I love the City community. Everyone is different. We all offer our own uniqueness to the City fan base. We are basically the dinosaurs of the group. We come on and we just chat about the old days, and this is why we're a lot calmer. You've got Vader giving you the fan point from abroad, but Top Blue, I would need to desperately get him over there. You've got City Extra giving it from other youthful point of view. It's why, it's brilliant the way we all do it. 9320 Pubcast like us, old dogs, new tricks, all that sort of thing. And I'm not calling them old, you know what I mean? But we've been there. 9320, Big Steve, me, we've all been there and got the T-shirt. And then this is what we bring. We're all a bit different. So if you can hit that subscribe, we are trying to get to 3,000 subscribers by the end of the season. That would be amazing. Anthony again with another super chat. Thank you so much, mate. 2 trebles, which no one else has. Kate, keep that in mind. Are you talking about the quad? Talking about the domestic quad as well? Yeah, we've also had 100 points as well. It is mad the amount of records we broke here. It is really, really mad. 100-point season, the first ever domestic quad. By the way, Arsenal and United never got 100 points. Arsenal and United never completed a domestic quad. And we completed the treble, and some fans are tweeting Pep out. Give your head a wobble.
And that's not including the individual accolades for players and manager.
I'm not being funny. Pep can take us to 19th, and he's got money in the bank with me. Don't care. Anyone who was allowed an off season. But I don't think it's an off season. I think we're going through a bad patch. May the 29th, I think we're lifting the Premier League title for a 4th time. Call me deluded. Call me whatever you want. I don't care. Because I think we'll sign in January. No one's got KDB coming back or a player of that ilk. Nobody. Don't care if he's 31, 32. Don't care. Pep has realised now, probably, and fans online, stop trying to tell Pep how to do his job because he's got something you haven't. It's called a pro license. You ain't got one. Stop trying to tell the greatest manager right now how to do his job because you don't know better. Yes, give opinions, but stop trying to tell him how to do his job because he wouldn't have won all the accolades he's won because listening to some guy or lady on Twitter. Sorry, doesn't work like that. He's had his fun. He's done what you wanted him to do. You all wanted basketball. Now you realise it don't work.
Or it doesn't work at the moment.
It don't work, Ozzy. Piss off. For me too, still getting used to doing the treble. This is what I mean. It's fans like this idiot up here. I want Pep ball. I want treble. Here we go, shiny.
What I mean is in all fairness, though, Martin, is if Pep wants to change something,
he's allowed.
He's allowed, and he's earned the right. He's earned the right, and look what he did last season. Middle of the season, he changed the system, and we win the treble. Do you know what I mean? So he can do these things, but you've got to expect the team are going to have to get used to it. I think you might be right, Mike. If he signs a right winger, I wouldn't be surprised if it's someone like a Doku that comes in, who's fast, pacey, controls the ball, dribbles fantastically well. I don't know who that player is yet, but it wouldn't surprise me if that's the type of player we go for in the summer. It won't be January unless it's Mbappe.
No, you're not going to get a Verts, and you're not going to get and Verts is going to be more difficult because signs he wants to stay till 2025 now. I think Verts is aiming for Bayern Munich. I think Verts is looking at a Bayern more than it's staying over there, isn't it? It's staying over there. You are not deluded. Listen, I am deluded to some. I know. Preach, Martin. I agree. Good evening, Stevie. Hope you're well. Surviving the blipping results. It's a domestic treble. Don't count the glorified soccer aid. I'm having the charity shield. Get off, Jack. I'm having it, mate. We won the quad. The domesticated quad. United 79 points in 1999. Spot on. And even Gary Neville said, after the treble, they mentally were burnt out the year after. Neville said that. I know you don't normally listen to what Gary Neville says, because if Gary Neville plays for England, so can I, as the old chant goes over here. They're not fans, they'll be rival, desperate fans. See, and this is the thing, I do think, can I call you spot on, Martin? Call me whatever you want, Blue Hat. I do think some City fans have entered the realm of, when they go on rival show, and listen, mate, I know you do, and this is not a dig at you, mate, but there's someone we know, I'm not going to name them out of respect, but they go on and they'll say things, and their brain engages, and everyone else looks at them and goes, and it's like, whoa, and then that's it, they lead with it. This is where City fans stick together, go, bang, let's do this. Honestly, we get to the Etihad against Palace, and these two are adding each other on freaking PSN here. I'm not kidding you. They're literally adding each other. That's what Vater's doing. He's going away, adding him. He's adding him. Right, let's get back. Vater, have you got anything you want to add on football?
I'm gonna say this. I know we all cope with loss differently. And when I say loss, I'm not talking when we lose a loved one. I'm talking about with regards to games right now. We all deal with it in a different kind of way. I know some get angry, some are confused, some get upset. I take a second. Like, obviously, I try to think as much as I can about what I just saw on the pitch, and I watch the game, win or lose. I watch it a second time. I watch it a second time because kind of like the emotion's gone. I get to look at both sides of the pitch. I get to look at both teams, and we don't need to be in panic mode. City fans, we don't need to be in panic mode. Don't let rivals trigger you. Don't let them throw in that extra doubt, like, oh yeah, you made the comeback before. What makes you think you're going to do that? We're fans. We can live off this hope until we see otherwise. Why are we going to go against our players? Why are we going to go against our club and our manager? So that's the only thing I want to kind of like leave. I'll be paying a lot of attention to this game, and I think it's going to be a hard fought game. Like, we can't disrespect our opponents. We honestly can't, and we can know, like you mentioned, Martin, we're going to be getting the best from everyone because of the crown that's currently on our head. Three-peat treble winners, like, that's going to have everyone giving themselves the best shot. And when we go to an away ground, like you mentioned, to Luton, where of all days, probably every one of that fan base are going to make sure that they go to this game because they don't know whether they're going to remain in the league or not. They don't know if they're going to be able to play against a Pep City, right? So let's be up for it.
Because listen, Luton get relegated, there's no guarantees to come back.
Yeah.
Listen, we might be playing them in 2 years when the FA or the Premier League relegate us. You don't know. They might do. Sorry, I'm just giving Alan flashbacks. Yeah, like I said, if you are new, welcome to the channel. Be part of the family. Smash that subscribe button. Hit that thumbs up. This, after all, is your channel and always will be. Normal Batula, do you think Pep don't know? Seriously? It's the worst we've played in years, but we'll come again. It just shows how thin our squad is. Yeah. And that's why I think we will do some signings.
Yeah.
These two, friggin' hell. Friend of mine was a stunt rider who did the bike stunting last. Ooh, good man. Anyway, listen, I honestly think we'll get 3 points at Luton. I do think we'll bounce back. But I'm not going to name a prediction because I'll take a scrappy 1-0 right now, 95th minute, move.
Yeah.
I'm not bothered. I really am not. I know that's harsh to say. I'm not. Because right now, it's about getting the confidence back. Yes, in an ideal world, you'd love to play them off the park. But we'll have Jack back. We'll see about Doku, probably more midweek. Rodri's back. Stonesy will have had proper things in by then. Nunez, don't care what anyone says. I think he's looking better. The word on the street is he's looking really good in training. And they're liking what they're seeing. What we've got to stop doing, and I'll say this again, is stop comparing players from 7-8 years at Manchester City to someone within 6 months of their career at City. Because Ilkay Gundogan is not going to be Nunes, because one's been here 6 months, one's been here 7 years. Difference. Go back to Gundogan in his first year. Was not Gundogan that left. Always remember that. Mahrez, when he first turned up, fans hounded him, wanted him out the club, said it was a load of crap. He was a one-footed wonder. Well, they still said that about him the day he left, to be totally honest with you. Bit harsh, personally. Grealish, bag of crap first year. Bernardo, bag of crap first year. Sterling, bag of crap first year. I can go on and go on and go on and go on and go on. David Silva was not the David Silva in his first year that he was when he left.
Same company.
So I just think we've got to relax a little bit. I remember David Silva being told, can't shoot, can't score. Needs to add more goals to his game. Anyone who, honestly, go back. Long before there was YouTube channels, fans used to slag David Silva off for not scoring enough. I count him as the greatest ever Manchester City player I've ever seen. So, yeah, just think we've got to give people time. We lost Gundogan, we lost Mahrez, we lost Palmer, we lost Laporte. 3 of them wanted to go. We brought in 3 youngsters and 1 sort of experienced guy. But those 3 youngsters in Doku, Gvardiol, and, well, Nunes isn't young, but he's younger than Kovacic, is very different. Very, very different. Alvarez, still 22. Haaland, 22, 23. Let's calm down. Some of these players will be here longer than Pep will be now. So just remember that. Anyway, final thoughts, Ozzy? Before you go and play PS with Beta?
Yeah, I mean, I think you summed it up nicely, Martin. You know, a scrappy 1-0 against Luton, I'll take. And getting through the December pile-up, you know, coming out in January, maybe with a new signing or 2, you know, and then we move on.
It does like he just keeps nipping away, doesn't he, to serve someone? Back now.
Well, we had Alan in the cafe and Beta cooking up a storm.
Yeah, hey, listen, we've had that. You've missed Alan in the cafe. Alan was at his internet cafe earlier. I don't order him by taking signings, so I don't know.
I would go back and watch. That's funny.
And then Andy came on, called himself Pep. He was just at it all tonight. Rich has gone to the electrician, was coming back. I don't know what electrician he's having, but longest electrician ever in the world. And Pat's somewhere in Wythenshawe. Don't know where, but he is. So, yeah, it's all good fun.
He'll turn up.
Mate, our final thoughts from you, mate.
You know what? Just stay tuned to the channel because obviously post-match, we're going to be discussing it. We're going to have to review it and talk about how the players respond. So that's all I really. And actually, two things. If anyone new to the channel, subscribe, hit the like button, and look at the details. Make sure you're following Martin, the Mancunian way, on Twitter, because he does what not many do in terms of time zone. He makes himself available in some late hours to actually best connect with City fans all across the world. So connect, and you get a chance to hear some combos that don't happen on the channel.
Or Alan having a meltdown more often.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, we know we do that. That's Cade will tell you that. Ethan, FIFA will tell you that. BB, Andrew's been in some. We do spaces at 2 a.m. And we talk about all sorts. All City related. And they're actually only City fans. That's someone just putting an order in.
Yeah.
The
That's me.
The 6 nuggets. That's Ozzy putting his PS PlayStation order in. Yeah. So listen, come and join us at Horsey City on Twitter, or X, people call it. I call it cesspool. I'm not talking about the football team. Yeah, so just relax. I want to say a massive thank you to Ed and Anthony for the super chats tonight. They are so appreciated. I have double checked. I'm going to give the person who won the thing one more day. If it is not gained by tomorrow, we will roll over Sunday night post-match for Luton. And trust me now, you're getting a special one Sunday night because it's my birthday. So we will be live Sunday night on my birthday. Live. December the 10th, the world got me. 1982. So yes, we will be live on Sunday night post-match. I promise you we will be there. So even on my birthday, I'm going to come out. Next weekend, maybe a bit different. I'm away. So we'll probably move the post-match to Sunday. So I'm just giving people advance because Saturday night becomes complicated for everyone. I know Saturday nights are really awkward for everyone. It's just very weird. So Sunday night is better because the Australian crew will be able to come in. Aussie gets a Saturday because you know what it's like over there on a Saturday night. Oz coming into Christmas. Don't forget as well, you do have to be a subscriber for this. So this is a shameless plug. At Christmas, the week about 21st, 22nd, we're going to do a stream once we've got all the World Club Cup out the way, because I will be doing a watch along for the World Club Cup. I've decided because it's not every day you become world champions. There's going to be a quiz. There's a first prize, a second prize, 50 quid voucher for Manchester City Superstore, which can go worldwide because it's a code. The runner-up will get £25. It's not even coming out of channel money. It's going to come out of my personal fund. My missus has just collapsed on the floor. So, it's because I'm not going to take it out of channel funds. That's not fair. It will come out of my personal money. 75 quid, 50 quid to the winner. And then you can use it in January when the sale's on and you get things a bit cheaper. Because trust me, if you wait and get it in December, you might as well wait 2-3 weeks and get it in January. You'll get it cheaper. So you can get yourself a new shirt. It's about 20. You'll get 20 quid off for something in January. So yes, you will. And people tell us that's begging for subs. No, it's not. It's a thank you to our subscribers. Big difference. Not buying subscribers. It's a thank you to subscribers. We don't buy subscribers. That's why we grow organically. Beta, push your channel, mate. Off you go.
Vader Games TV, real simple. Go into the search bar, type in Vader Games TV. You'll find my channel. I do 2 shows. I try to do 2 shows a week. Why Always Me? It's more of a impromptu. Those that are free, jump on. We talk football, we talk city. And then on Sundays, a little more organized. Depending on how the heart is or where my mind's at, sometimes it gets pushed out to a Monday because I got to calm things down. But we got CIA, intelligent agendas, and I got to mess around with the timing too because I want to get my Australian peeps in the mix sometimes with it because I think it'd be a great combo. But yeah, 2 shows a week and subscribe.
You're looking about 5-6 o'clock your time.
Yeah, so I could do.
And that's when the Australian crew will be on.
Yeah, but at the same time, I want to do it and not. Because again, it's a great ecosystem. We got the Mancunian way, we've got other channels. So I want to be in that right spot. So, but we'll work it out. Yeah, and I'm creeping on. I think 400 subs. So yeah, help me get there.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm better looking than Martin already. Whoa, cheeky devil. We'll have words. I agree with it, Martin. We support the boys. It will be fine. Spot on. Happy birthday, Martin, you dinosaur. Yeah, Jack Lee's. Alec, I hope you had a superb birthday, mate. I did wish you an happy birthday. I've not had a chance to do all the comments from last night. I will get on them tonight. I promise you. I've had a massive busy day. Do you know which channel is showing the Club World Cup? I think the BBC. I'm not sure. I will check.
Is your birthday not on the 10th?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I was asking what channel is the World Club Superstar Cup on. I don't know. Happy birthday for Martin Sunday. Can't make. Don't worry, mate. But we will be live Sunday night with Luton Town post-match. If we get beat, Ozzy will be hosting. Lads, laser guest for the league number 10 in May. Top lad, Alec. No, I'm only joking. We'll be here. Win, lose, or draw, because we are all City till we die. Bait Games TV, get over there. MCFC 9320 podcast from earlier. Get over there. Savage Online store.co.uk. Get over there for all your Christmas presents. You get a discount because you are, just say, from Mancunian way. You get a discount. If we don't hear anything, we'll redraw the membership price for November. And don't forget, December, the very special quiz giveaway. Have a lovely, just remember, Blues, relax. It's December the 7th. We don't give out titles in December, the last time I checked. We've got just over 6.5 months nearly till the Premier League is won. Relax. Chill out. City till we die. Hashtag together. We go again. Take care. And we'll see you Sunday night. Bye all.